So building the culture of your company doesn't start on day one, it starts before day one. You probably have in your head some idea of what you want your company to be like. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be an entrepreneur to begin with. And I think the most important thing that I can say to entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs is to be intentional about the values and the culture of your organization. The minute you have two people working together, you develop an organizational culture and identity and values. And if you are not out in front of that and steering it and setting the tone, one will develop which you might or might not like. So being intentional, starting it on day one or starting it on day zero is absolutely critical. So we have a lot of values that are important to us at Return Path, but I'll give you a few examples of things that I think are very central to our experience here. Transparency is first on the list. We talk about sharing information across the company 4 times a year every time we do a quarterly board meeting. We, as a management team, pull together an enormous amount of materials and reporting, including financial reporting, our operating dashboard of all the key metrics in the business, scorecards of how we're doing against our goals, and then also some qualitative assessments of how the last quarter went, or memos from the executive team about things that are going well, things that aren't going well, how we're thinking about the strategy of the business and the world around us. We publish that book, we call it the board book, to the entire organization. We've always believed here that we hire smart people, and that if they understand the strategy of the business and where we're headed, and they have good information flow along the way about how the business is performing, that they'll make good decisions and that they'll do the best possible job of managing themselves along the way. Collaboration is also a central value to the Return Path experience. And collaboration doesn't mean consensus, but it does mean solving problems together. There are plenty of organizations, and you may have worked in one yourself, where people throw problems over the wall and say, hey, that's not my job to do. We believe here that the best people to solve problems are the ones that spot them in the first place. So one of our values in particular is that you never present a problem without presenting a couple of different solutions or potential paths to solutions. Another one that is very, very important to us is learning. We're not afraid to make mistakes as long as we learn from them so that we don't make them a second time. So institutionalizing learning and making failure and making being bold an okay option is one of the best ways that we've come up with over the years to drive the organization forward, because creating a culture of risk-taking, is a very important thing for being entrepreneurial and for creating something out of nothing.